Live. Okay, we're live. Don't look like there's here yet. Oh, just us. I might have to edit this out.
Edit what out?
This part when there's nobody here listening to us talk.
You weren't on at 7.
Yeah, I was.
It's 7 now. It's because that video went up.
Do what?
Probably because the video went up. That's okay.
Oh, there she is. Hey guys, did you guys make it back safe? I take it.
Hey Shelly, I got the chili in the freezer, and as soon as I get the blueberries done, because I sold out, as soon as I get the blueberries done, I'll throw that chili in there and get that stuff going, and then I'll get it shipped out to you.
Hey Starla.
Hey Starla, sorry to hear that you ended up back in the hospital. I can't see the screen.
I'm gonna move this a little bit. Oh goodness gracious. What a weekend.
Yeah. What do you think of Shellys soap? Did you try it yet?
I haven't had a chance. I haven't taken a shower since we got back.
I know that's not true because I smell you from here. Hey, T-Paul.
Oh no, your brother-in-law passed away, T-Paw? That's not good.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. Oh, Shelly. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Gosh. Man, makes
It'll
our
definitely-
losses this weekend like nothing, huh?
Yep. Lucy, how are you tonight?
Hey, Lucy.
Oh man, everybody, say it. Say a prayer for Randy's mom, please.
Yeah, no joke.
That's a shame. Well, you want to get started?
They're going to do surgery soon. So, well, that's a positive. So let's, at least there's some hope there and we can keep that going. So,
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So where do you want to start?
What did we do this week? I don't know, not really much of anything, huh?
Are you kidding me?
Well, for those of you that don't know, we went to the Back to the Land Festival this weekend.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And we had a very good time. Spending time with our friends. Shelly and Randy from Two Oak Crows was there, and we stayed. Billy Bond and William were at the place, and Justin from Metcalf Mills, and Darren and Patty from Hacks from the Homesteader. We all shared a really nice B&B.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was beautiful. It had 3 ponds on it, and it was just if you see the home security and self-defense video, that's the outside of it, and it really was beautiful.
Of course, I asked Nicole Sauce because everybody came over for dinner, and I asked Nicole Sauce. I said, what do you think of the B&B? And she's, meh.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's seen him, so.
Hey, Kip, thanks for coming over, man. We had a blast making that video. In case you don't know, we did a video. Billy, Darren, and I did a video. The way that came about was Billy Bond over at Permapasture had done a video about permaculture and the defense, and his whole idea behind it was food defense, food security, making food security. And I had given a class 3 years ago?
Yes.
At the Midwest Preparedness Campout, now a festival, which is next weekend, by the way, on using permaculture elements as part of a tactical defensive solution for your homestead. And I was talking with Billy about it, and I was like, man, I really want to do one of those. And he goes, let's shoot one right now. And
like literally, you guys were out the door within 2 minutes.
Yeah, and he's like, come on, Darren, let's go. So we all ended up out there. William was running the camera, and that whole conversation, there really, quite honestly, there wasn't any planning on that. Aside from like walking from location to location, that it gets edited out. We were just free forming it, and I don't know about those guys, but I had a ball when I was making that.
You always do, though. You like that
like the tactical stuff, but it was the guys I was making it with. You know, they're both really natural, and really likable people and very knowledgeable of what they do. Billy.
Yeah, Kip, I actually saw that comment, and I think that's a really great idea, especially if you have that experience to go in and try to do something with that. There's a lot of people asking for that stuff. So I loved most of those comments over there. They were
on Billy's.
On Billy's, yeah, they were talking about, this is a great idea. Veterans, don't forget your farmers, that kind of thing.
And the reason why I've got the video up and he's got the video up is we were supposed to all three of us drop the video at the same time. William went and posted it early, and I managed to get mine out, and I haven't even had a chance to go over to Hacks and see if he got theirs up. Is it us? Well,
so Garen talks with his hands, and he likes to do this. And when he does that, the way that our video and everything works here, you really can't have that flashing up. So he needs to learn to
I'm going to crisscross
your hands.
I'm going to crisscross applesauce. I'm going to sit on my hands.
Hey, Cindy.
But anyway, so Billy's an Army. He was an Army sapper, which is an engineer that basically blows stuff up. So, in fact, you guys need to go over there and ask him if he's the one that blew up the Georgia Guidestones, what he was doing that weekend.
Put that out there.
we were teasing him about that. And then Darren's an Air Force veteran, and he's been working on the tactical defense of a homestead for what? 15 years now?
Something like that, yeah.
15 years now. So
I know, I'm saving my soup cans for a reason.
But so that's what that was all about. But like I said, I had a really good time with that. Mm-hmm. But the what did you think of the festival?
The festival was really great. I didn't get to do any of the classes because I was stuck in the vendor tent. But I say stuck, and I shouldn't say that. I wasn't stuck. I had a really great time meeting everybody out there. We made some new friends, people that now I think we consider Homestead family. Mm-hmm. And oh my gosh, we met some pretty amazing people. One of them being a 12-year-old kid who just hung on to my every word because, guys, I should have got it out. I'll get it in a minute. I got my rooting hormone put together, and I took it out there with me. And I had a lot of people asking questions. So I was giving the download on that and how to use it, that kind of thing. And he literally was hanging on my every word. And so anytime anybody talked, he was just hanging on. If Billy talked, William talked, anybody, he just wanted to learn. And you could tell his brain is just one huge sponge, and he was just soaking it all in. And the kid's actually kind of a genius, I think, because he doesn't think that my way is the only way and Billy's way is the only way and Garen's way is the only way. He really can take that information and then do what works for him, pull in their ideas with his ideas and make it work. And it was just like in the video that we did, they're on a 30-day compost rotation. And so, it's really working for them. And oh my gosh, this kid, I was trying to figure out how to smuggle him, and his mom was begging me not to put him in the Jeep and bring him home.
We didn't have any room.
I would have left a tub of freeze-dried food to fit him in there. I could have traded him that.
But between him and Sprout, the reason why we posted that video yesterday of those two was because they were both, he was inspirational by the fact of what all he's doing at the age of 12. I mean,
he started at 9.
He's doing way more than a lot of adults. Mm-hmm. He's doing a lot more than we're doing. That's for sure.
Well, it was really funny because there was a young lady that was in the booth, and we were all having a conversation, and she was talking about the how she couldn't really get videos out, and she couldn't do this, and her garden was a mess. And we were trying to, let her know it's okay. People want to see that your garden is a mess. If we have to live up to the standard of Martha Stewart, none of us want to do it. And so we were just like, you have to be real at this, and, please make your videos and put this out. And it was just, she kind of said, well, I've got this going on, that going on. And I looked over at Ty, and Ty was looking at me, and we both just started busting up laughing, and I couldn't resist. And I just looked at her and I said, well, This guy right here is 12 years old, and he's got a YouTube video, and or YouTube channel, and he's actually challenged himself to 30 videos in 30 days, and then he'll take 2 weeks off and do it again. And he's homesteading. And I said, Ty, tell her what all you're doing. And so Ty told her everything that he was doing. And I looked at her and I said, yeah, I said, and parents were working, and he took charge of it to make it happen.
Yeah.
And she just kind of got very quiet, and she's like, yeah, no excuses.
Yeah, Kip said he went over and subscribed to Tys channel, and I highly encourage everybody to do that.
But that kid'll keep you like, well, if he could do it, I can do it.
Well, he started out Friday morning. He said he had 81 subscribers, and about 20 minutes ago, I was checking out how many subscribers he had, and he was up to 799.
Yeah,
and I think we need to just tell everybody about him and have him go watch him and subscribe, and let's see if we can't get him over 1,000 by the end of the week.
Right, that would be so cool.
There's enough of us out there that we can support somebody like that, And the thing about it is, he wouldn't be the way he is without his parents. His parents were really neat people.
Oh my gosh, his parents are amazing. In fact, we had some conversations with them, and they're just beautiful people. And I see where he gets it from.
Very supportive of him and his sister. He's got a sister that's younger than he is, but if they do as good a job with her as they did with him, she's going to be a dynamo too.
Well, she already was a dynamo. I mean, she was in everything. It was not into everything bad. It was food. Okay, how does that work? And she's cool.
True. But and then we met so many good people there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can't even begin to tell you. And it was really small. There were only maybe 200 people. 200. Two Crows. If you know how many people were there, go ahead and put it in there, because I thought he said somewhere around 225 or something like that, and it was good. They started classes on Friday, and they did Billy and Darren did a hands-on butchering class and strong bond method, strong bond processing. And if you go to, we've got it on our channel, and Darren's got it on Hacks for the Homesteader. We've got videos on.
I think Billy even has it on his.
Doing it, and I think Billy does. Maybe, I don't know.
And actually, Two Old Crows, Shelly was the one that named that method.
Yes, she was. Shelly from Two Old Crows. She named it the strong bond, which is really really fitful. Oh, and it was super nice too, because Shelly from Two Old Crows Homestead, it was really, really nice. She makes soap. And so she had all of her soaps out there, and he was tooting his own horn all weekend long. Don't tell that story. Don't embarrass Shelly.
No, I'm embarrassing you.
I'm not embarrassed. I wouldn't have made the joke if I was embarrassed.
I think she already had that soap. I don't think it was all about you. Okay. So she has a soap that's called Sexy Beast, and Garen was telling everybody all weekend long how great Shelly was, because after she met him at SOE, she created a soap just for him.
Named after me.
Sexy Beast.
Shelly's a great sport. Her and Randy are good people. If you're not subscribed to their channel, you should go to their channel too. They're good people. They got really, really good videos over there. Yeah. I'm getting kind of picky about the videos that I watch. I'm subscribed to a lot of people, but just me personally, I'm getting kind of picky. And there's the ones that I watch whenever they pop up.
Shelly's laughing. She's laughing so hard she's rolling on the floor.
And then they had a potluck Friday night.
Yeah,
which was really good. I did not get any of Randy from Two Old Crows makes a pork candy, and I did not get any. But that's my fault. That's my fault, not his.
I think he's going to reserve some next
time.
I
hope so. It's a.
You call it pork crack.
Pork crack. Yeah, it's a pork belly. Pork belly with I don't know how he does his, but the one I like is brown sugar and barbecue sauce and stuff, and it's baked, but man, it's good.
Yeah, Shelly said she didn't get it either. Yeah. So one of the things was there they brought a food truck in, and when I was talking to Daniel, first of all, guys, you need to understand how hard it is to book food trucks when they come in there, and then
this festival was like 5 miles down a dirt road.
That had nothing to do with it. Food trucks are just hard to book because they look at the numbers and then decide if they want to go into the city or do something different. So it's always difficult. And So they did get one truck to come in, and I was a little sad because I watched a lot of people, and especially kids, that went up there to try to get food, and when they saw that it was $13 to $15 for a sandwich, they walked away. So I saw a lot of people not eat. So when the potluck came up, people were just hungry and they just went in there, but I didn't really see anything go to waste. So people ate and everybody's bellies were full. I know I was rolling out of there. So it's no big deal. But I talked to Daniel, and I think I'm going to collaborate with him
if they host
if he's still, they are hosting it.
Oh,
He's
did
going
they?
to be there, yeah.
Because he was kind of.
And so
iffy.
if we can figure that, well, if I collaborate with him, maybe we can make it a little bit easier and bring that food in so that, because the idea is everything on a farm, we want to be sourcing our own food. But if you're running a festival, it's hard to do that. So if you collaborate with somebody.
Shelley says bring the pot roast next year.
Oh, okay,
well,
Shelley. That was very popular. I almost sold out of that one too.
And that's the idea. Angela talked to Matt and Gabby.
No, Daniel.
Well, for the class.
Oh yeah, for the class.
Yeah. She talked to them, and she volunteered to give a canning and alternative cooking class.
Correct. Which would kind of come what Daniel and I were
right,
talking
and
about.
then she was talking with Daniel, and it kind of morphed into the idea that you give the class as a demonstration instead of an actual class.
Correct.
And you cook the food all day long, and then you sell the food as it's being made.
Correct.
Oops, I just did that thing.
Yes, correct.
But so that's where that came in. So right now that looks like the plan. I mean, it's.
Well, I'll have to talk. There's more that goes behind it. I'm going to need hands helping me. I cannot feed, and you figure it's 200 this year. It could be 400 next year. I'm only one person, so I may need help in doing that. And we do have a vendor tent that needs to make sure that it goes up. So we'll have to figure that one out.
And then we stayed up way too late Friday night.
It was like a slumber party. Friday night, Saturday night.
Waiting for Justin to get there.
Well, Thursday night we didn't go to bed till 1. Friday night we didn't go to bed till 1. And Saturday night we didn't go to bed till
Shelley
1.
just volunteered to help.
Well, who's going to run your tent? You're going to keep Randy back there? We probably get Patty to help us too. So I would be up for that. But she kind of did get fired as sous chef. Oh, yeah. She said, yep. Okay. Yeah, cool. Then I'm going to count on you for
That's
that.
That's not really fair.
What?
Firing her from sous chef.
She burnt the gravy.
So, no. We had everybody over for steaks and everything Saturday night, and Patty was helping Angela, and Angela hid a very tiny.
I didn't do that. Patty did that.
It was a little tiny pot about that big.
Patty did that.
And she hid it. She hid it behind this great big massive. It was like that big.
No, I'm not taking responsibility.
It was big enough that Angela could have hid behind it.
No, Patty did that. That the sous chef is the one that puts it there. The sous chef needs to keep an eye on it.
So gravy was perfectly fine. Because
I fixed it. I was able to fix it.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, but yeah, Saturday night we had people over. 2 Old Crows came over, and Nicole and Mama Sauce came over, and Greg and Helena.
Oh, Shelley said she actually put the big pots. All right. So I guess I'm gonna have to give designated jobs to everybody.
So maybe you fire Shelley as the big pot cook.
Right. Actually, I think we're gonna do solar ovens, campfire, open fire, and that kind of thing. And when I say alternative cooking, everybody really wants the alternative cooking. So we're gonna go old school. I think
Shelley brought some chili that I did not get. I did not get any Saturday night, but I had a bowl today.
How'd you have a bowl today?
Isn't that her chili?
I made that. Her chili's in the freezer because I told her I freeze dry.
I did not get a bowl of your chili, Shelley. I'm sorry. I thought I was eating yours.
I didn't get any of her chili either, which is why I made chili. So.
There you go, Dutch oven. That's the way you make chili.
Yes. Yeah.
Over a campfire.
Well, so Shelley, maybe we can figure out some desserts and do some cakes or something like that, and do maybe pot roast and that kind of thing. So, and if you know how to do that, you'll pick up the sun ovens really, really quick. Yep. And we've got 3 of them that we can get going. So, one of the large campfires, though, I think what Daniel and I were talking about is doing a hog on there. So he's going to get the flat irons together, and then we're going to roast that and do that. And then I'll do some rotisserie leg of lamb. So maybe we'll have gyros on there, some pulled pork sandwiches, that kind of thing.
Kip just asked, what about a whole hog?
Yeah, we are doing
and
that.
We did that last spring or last fall.
We did that last fall.
At the Midwest Preparedness Festival. We did that there and had a ton of stuff left over.
I freeze
and we freeze dried it. Or no, did we freeze?
I freeze dried it,
and we freeze dried the potluck at Life Done Free.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we freeze dried pork twice for 2 gatherings, and it was really good. But the meal was great. Darren almost melted all the furniture around the fire pit. They had a fire pit like I'd never seen before. It was just they apparently dug a hole and then filled it full of concrete. So it was like concave, and it was full of branches. And
that's what Shelly just said. She said we could have got a whole hog in there.
Yeah, we could have. But it was what, 15 feet across, and it was stacked full. It was probably about 2 feet deep, and it was at least 3 or 4 feet above ground level. And he went out and lit it up, and all of a sudden he's like looking out the window, and he's getting this really concerned look on his face.
He just goes running out.
And he goes out there like, what is he doing? He was pulling all the furniture back because it was running the risk of melting it. But we went out, sat out there. It got a little chilly, but we had a good time. We had a really good time having fellowship, and then everybody went home, and it rained a little bit. And
yeah, but not bad. It was that nice little soaking rain, and it didn't ruin anything, so it was all good.
Ooh, crock pot rice pudding. That sounds good.
Yeah, I've never been a rice pudding fan, but I would give it a shot, T-Paul.
I am. I went to a private military school because my parents taught there, and every Friday for dessert, we ate family style, big long tables with the cadets at the sides of the table, and then senior cadets or faculty sitting at the ends, and we ate family style. And Friday was always either bread pudding or rice pudding, whatever was left over from the week. Yeah, good times. Great. And Shelley's right. We did have a very good time with everybody.
It was a lot of fun. So it was like, and so he's saying we didn't get to bed till way too late, but it's one of those things where your adrenaline is going the entire time. You're with people that you haven't seen in a long time, and you just want to visit and catch up and laugh, and kind of like a great big huge slumber party for adults. So it was fun.
And then Sunday they had classes, and we really needed to be out of there by about 10, but the tent was doing so well.
Yeah,
surprisingly well.
Leaving.
It was kind of worth staying. Nerves were a little frayed. The ride home was extremely long.
Because we were all tired.
But we got home at what, 12:40?
No, I thought we pulled in at 12 because I think Patty and Darren didn't get home until 1, something like that. So. Because after we unloaded and all that stuff, but I think we got home before.
Yeah, but we. And okay, now we're in a bit of a discussion here because I think the trip was a rep-roaring success as far as the vendor tent goes. She's not too sure. So in my mind,
what are you talking about?
In my mind, it was a great success because we paid for it.
You don't really want to do this on here, not in the live. You don't want to do this.
You don't want to discuss it? I just think it was a great success.
I think that's no, it was a great success.
Oh, okay,
but I don't know where you're going with it, and you wouldn't want to scratch open some old wounds, would you?
Okay, I'll let it lie. But
sorry guys, we're real. We are real people.
Yeah,
so.
I just think it was a great success.
Yeah, it was a great success. And considering a lot of people go to their first festival and they sell a lot of stuff and sometimes come back with zero, it was a great
less
success.
Than zero.
Or
having spent more than what they left.
So in doing business, you always have a way to get there. You have a way to pay for your travel, and that is what you do. And then what you're there for is your business. So your business may make money, it may not make money. And so at that point, considering what we did, the business took off and was very successful. And I would do it again every day. We don't need to go behind the scenes on that one. I think it's said.
Okay. All right. But we had a great time on the weekend.
Yes.
And we'll do it again. We got the Midwest Preparedness Festival this weekend.
Yes.
October 1st is when we're going to have our tent up there. Right?
That's Saturday, I think. The tent's got to go up on Friday.
Does it?
So I'll take it up there. Well, I need to go get a tent. And then I will take it up there and get everything set up either Thursday or Friday.
Yep. So we're looking forward to that. We've got
because I sold out.
Somebody just drove up. Is it Hats? Hang on, guys.
I'll get it.
Our alarm system's going off. Somebody just drove up in the driveway.
Hey. Well, we're on our live. You want to come join us for our live? We're on our live. You want to come join us for the live?
Neighbor just showed up. He's got a bag of presents for us.
What you got going on?
Seed pods and some leaves so you can start experimenting on how to make it.
Oh, hang on a second, guys. Our neighbor Chris just brought over some goodies.
So you can't hide, so you might as well come in behind us.
Stick your head in there.
And then you can explain what we got going on here.
What do we got?
Seed pods and seed tobacco leaves.
Here.
On making tobacco.
You sit here, and then I'm short enough.
We
that I
got
can get
tobacco
behind it.
leaves. Maybe he doesn't want to be on there.
It's too late. Show him what a dirty farmer looks like.
Yeah.
This is Chris. This is our neighbor. Everybody say hi to Chris. Chris, this is everybody.
Hello, everybody.
These are the people that are
Our neighbors.
They enjoy being
Careful with that seed pod.
So we got seed pods from tobacco plants.
What kind of tobacco is that, Chris?
That is the black. I planted 3 different kinds, and I'm trying. This is the black something or another, and I can't remember. This is more for smoking.
This is okay. This is
Or
smoking
cigarettes or pipe?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Here you go.
All right.
Sure.
Cool. Yes, I will definitely play with this. Thank you so much.
Because I'm going to be experimenting with the chewing tobacco, so I figured you might as well be
There you
experimenting
go.
with
See,
smoking
he's
tobacco.
thinking about the future.
Cool.
Chris is a ex-rodeo star, and he raises PBR bulls. You still raising them, right? He
For
raises
now, as long as they keep selling.
he raises PBR bulls, and we met him right after. Actually, we met you before we moved in.
Yeah.
And him and his wife are getting into homesteading. They were ranchers, right? And then you just started doing the garden again, and you're getting into the canning.
I was a homesteader when I was a kid, and then I was 40 years out of it, and now I'm trying to get back into it.
So what's the biggest hurdle you've had so far?
I'm going to say the gardening and canning to get back into that.
I see it.
Fighting the weeds in the grass, and then
And we got weeds
having
galore.
Angela retrain me to can.
We got weeds
You did
galore
a
around
great
here.
job with that.
Yes, they did. They had a great garden, and you got pigs,
Yep.
and chickens, and
Cattle.
meat cattle, and the riding cattle. Anything else? Rabbits.
Rabbits.
You got rabbits, and he got a bunch of dogs.
And a bunch of dogs. Just got some Pyrenees the other day.
Did you?
They were free. So
Awesome.
Sweet.
That is awesome. But this is the type of area we live in. I mean, we're trying to get to know our neighbors. This is about building community. And Chris, you've got your own circle and your own community, right? And this goes back to that if we stand together, we get these different circles working in the same direction and standing together. It gives us a lot more freedom because it gives us the courage and the ability to withstand what's been thrown at us. And we've done some things together. They do some stuff that our group doesn't do, and we do some stuff that their group doesn't do. And I don't know about you, I've had a blast this summer doing it.
Oh, I have to.
And hopefully when it's not 1,000,000 degrees out here, we're going to be doing more of it.
A lot more.
A lot more. Are you coming to the Midwest Preparedness Festival?
Yep. That was something else I was coming over to talk about. I'm gonna definitely be there Friday.
Friday. Okay, because I know you had something going on Saturday.
And then we got the auction Saturday, and I don't know how long I'll be there.
Okay.
Hopefully, I buy a lot of stuff, and I'm hauling stuff out of there. I hope.
Awesome.
And then one of our buddies, they just started their own They left the tactical group they were with and started their own tactical group and
Training group.
group.
Training group.
So they're going to have one of their offices will be in Atchison, and I think the other one will be in Lincoln, Nebraska, or Omaha. But the one in Atchison is having a handgun class this weekend, so I'm taking my wife to that to let her get some more handgun training
Excellent.
on Sunday.
Excellent.
Because I want to see them get their deal up and rolling and
support
Get all
them.
the
Support
support
them
they
as a
can get.
business, and that we were just talking about that, supporting each other, and we went to that festival this weekend.
Yeah.
And had the vendor tent, and we got 2 Oak Crow Shellys on there, and they had a vendor tent, and we try to support each other. You know, folks, this is something that Tag always talks about on Life Done Free. You know, we need to keep that money in the community, because every time it leaves the community, it gets taxed, and eventually every single penny of that dollar that you earned gets paid in taxes at some point in its life. So if we're, in fact, we buy hay from you, and we we pay him cash for the hay, and that money stays in the community as long as possible. And then he barters with somebody else who trades and barters with, and so that's how we build these alternative economies, and that's how we protect ourselves from the inflation and the taxes and everything. So that's something that you guys, we want you all to think about as you're going about your daily business and you're out getting stuff. Try to find somebody local that you can trade with, barter with, buy stuff from, and we'll all thrive, because we're not here to survive. Are you here to survive?
I'm
Are
here
you
to
here?
thrive.
I'm here
No,
to thrive.
we want to thrive. We want to thrive, and we do it together. You know.
Well, that was another thing, and I had a lot of people asking
You got
about their
hijacked.
freeze dryers. And so, how do you do it? I have so many people in the community asking me, "Can I use your freeze dryer? Can you freeze dry this? Can you freeze dry that?" Well, we worked out a pretty simple program, same as what B and I have worked out over at Life Done Free, and it was one of those things that
You got
Chris's
in here.
butternut squash did amazing. So he brought it over, canned up some butternut squash, and sent that over to him. And then don't let me forget, I also have butternut squash freeze dried for you.
Kip,
So
you be safe out there. Go get that grandson. Okay, I'm sorry.
that's all right.
He's leaving. He's
Yeah,
gotta go.
no, that's fine. So that's what that's about, and it's just helping each other out. Who's got what in the community? Who has what tools? And you guys just help each other out.
Yep. And we're doing a lot of stuff. It's this community out here. This area is really growing. Go over to Tag's Life Done Free. Tag and be over at Life Done Free, and he does his property videos that he's finding. He's trying to get people to move into the area that are like-minded. And if you're someplace else and you know a real estate agent, you should be doing that too. If you got a YouTube channel, let's advertise these properties near us and try to get some people that at least think somewhat the way we do.
Well,
You
the
know?
secret is to find the land before it gets listed, so that you can make sure that
Yep.
you know who's coming in.
Yep. And all that. So, you got any other thoughts on the
festival itself? No, it was great, and we found the areas that we could improve on,
And I'll tell you what, folks, that area in mid-central Tennessee, man, that is
Beautiful.
gorgeous. That is a gorgeous area out there.
that house, the B&B that we rented, that cabin, it was really funny. Darren from Hacks from Homestead, him and I probably stood down at that pond, at the one pond, and there were canals and all kinds of stuff coming up from the stream. And then all of a sudden it looked like there was a spring there. And then you could see different layers. And we were almost wondering if it wasn't a mill of some sort.
Because there's concrete footings.
Yeah. And then Lord and behold, finally Justin Metcalf gets there. And Gestro looks at it. And it only took him 5 seconds. And he looked at all of us and he said, "It's a fish hatchery. There's trout in there."
Yep.
So I went and grabbed a fishing pole because they left about 10 fishing poles and bait or tackle up there. So I went and grabbed one of those. So
Now, if you guys haven't been over to Justin's channel, Metcalf Mills, go over there because he's building that grist mill. This guy's building a grist mill, portable grist mill.
Oh, man.
And he was running it off the back tire. He jacked his truck up, took the tire off, put a piece of pipe on there that could run a canvas belt, threw it in low one and had it idling. And he was running this grist mill, and he did about 100 pounds of corn in very short order. And I was telling him that once
he's got to figure out the price point.
he's got to figure out the price point. He's got a couple of tweaks he's got to do on it. But once he does that, You guys, if your community has the resources to get one of these things, I would pitch all my money in and go to town on it. Get it, because it's a asset that will benefit everybody in your circle. It will benefit everybody in your larger community, and it's just such a neat thing. And he's doing it all by hand.
And go over to Metcalf Mills on YouTube, and you'll be able to see what he's doing there. But we do have one in reserve. I talked to Justin, so there will be one in our community.
And all you single ladies, he's a good-looking guy.
He apparently very good looking.
And he's
he
single.
went home with a pocket full of numbers.
He's gonna find out that we're pimping him out.
But you have to be a like-minded gal, and you got to be able to get along with us strong women. So.
And you got to be able to farmstead, because he is a hill guy from east.
You got to know how to farmstead those mountains.
North Carolina. Yep. Yep. He was born and raised there. Yeah, Teapot Gestro is a very, very unique individual.
I'll give you your chair back there.
No, you don't have to. Go ahead. You want beer?
So now she's offering. Now we're gonna have beer on our live stream. No, but he's a very unique individual, and his Gestro character, he hides exactly how intelligent he is. He is a very smart person, and I feel blessed to have met him this weekend. Yeah. Chris, Lucy says she used to run a rodeo, and it was called Burks Falls Bucking Rodeo. She's up in Canada, though. You're up in Ontario?
Did you ever ride in Canada?
No, I never did go to Canada.
No.
I was entered up there and getting maxed out. And that was, in my day, it was tough to get in. Now they beg people to show up. But back then, you were on a waiting list and everything else, it seemed like.
You know,
now
so
they're short of hands, so they're just begging people to show up.
Okay,
his girls have to check you out. Yeah.
But yeah, it was the mill is something else. He the canvas belt that was running it, he said belonged to his grandfather. And then the grist stones, their stones are about that big around and probably that thick, and there's two of them that rub against each other, and they've got grooves in them, so when they spin, it pushes all the stuff out to the edge. And he's there with a hammer and a pick, and he is chiseling out these grooves by hand.
Scans girl, there's cougars out there. You just got to figure out how good you are for them.
Yeah,
we know some cougars.
But yeah. So what else did we do?
Well, let's see. I ran out of food, so I had to get more stuff in the freeze dryer.
Yeah, we had goats escaping. Apparently the goats became scape artists this weekend. They tore the old woven wire fence apart, and they've been getting out. So I was up at 5:00 this morning, putting up fence before I went to work, and it was really nice. And that was all Tys' fault that I was out there at 5:00, because I'm like, if that kid can do it, I'd better apply myself more.
Good.
You know?
Good. Thank you, Ty.
But yeah, so I'm out there doing that, and we got a problem with Jasper, the chestnut goat. He's going over the top of the fence, and I'm not really quite sure what I'm going to do with him.
Well, Jorge might take him though, right?
Yeah, we might have somebody that'll give him a home.
Yeah, I came over too to say watch out, because they are starting to move up.
Oh,
get out! What is
he about
that?
got me. He was laying right next to my porch.
Is that the rattlesnake?
Copperhead.
Oh my gosh!
See if we can get. Can you guys see that?
Turn it a little bit more.
There you go. Chris said he got that over at his house. The copperheads are moving.
Oh. I'll drink them both.
They're swapping beer over
this
here.
one.
I know.
Yeah.
Drank it.
So hopefully the dogs and the chickens will keep those things away from the house.
I'm thinking he was up next to the porch because the chickens were after him, because he was laying beside a 2x4, and I was getting ready to pick the 2x4 up when I seen him jerk his head, and so I stepped out and grabbed the shovel. And
Yeah, we got
moving.
copperheads and rattlesnakes. Are there any other poisonous note ropes?
Just those two.
Oof. You guys, if I see one, Chris will hear me scream like a girl, because I do not like snakes. Yeah, I do not like snakes. Yeah, I had an incident when I was in ROTC where I put my head down on a big black snake, and it scared the poop out of me.
So it's kind of funny in this area where we're at because we're down in a valley, but really it's more like a holler, really.
Holler.
And so we're
talking like Tennessee
with the well, it's country people. So with the holler, it's really funny because when we first moved in, we'd be yelling outside, and something would go wrong inevitably. And you guys could hear us up there yelling, so they knew something was going on down here. And then one day we heard them up there, and we were like, "Oh my gosh!" And I told Garen, I said, "Something's wrong. You better get up there. You better get up there really quick." And Garen goes, "No, that sounds bad. I'm not walking into that one." And the bulls. That was when the cows were. Yeah, and you lost that calf. And so, you know, it was pretty bad. So after that, Misty and I decided that we're not allowed to fight or yell outside. It has to be inside the houses.
If you hear me yelling, it's because a dog or an animal or something's doing something.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Happens more than I like to admit.
Right.
You know?
And guys, you know, that's just the way it is with homesteading and farming. It does get stressful, and you're trying to, you know, holler back and forth at each other. This needs to be done this way, and you may not be able to hear each other. So to somebody on the outside, it does sound like you're screaming at each other, but really you're just trying to say, no, pull that fence this way. You're like, I can't hear what you're saying. Are you saying this? No, do it this way. And so you're going back and forth, and yeah, it doesn't always, kind of like texting. You don't really know what's going on.
My big one is
there.
If Misty's in the house and I'm outside and need help, and I'll start just, get out here.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
So we did the update, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that alternative income stream that we're working on.
Yeah.
Because it was a great weekend in that Billy was able to talk to us about business stuff, because he's been working with John from SOE, who's a fantastic businessman, and it's helped Billy, and Billy's helping pass that on to us. And we tried helping people.
I tried helping a couple other people. Yep. I did get emails. Some emails I got to today. Other emails I'll have to go back in and get to later on, either tonight or tomorrow. Because remember, I'm still working on that cookbook, trying to get you the farming and ranching cookbook, so that you don't need a mixer and you don't need a blender and fancy equipment. We need to be able to do it off grid, guys. And so that's the cookbook I'm putting together.
T-Puss says they've got air horns to talk to their neighbors.
Oh, that's a great idea. We should do that.
The cookbook.
We could come up with codes.
The cookbook that Angela's doing is based on our family recipes.
Yeah. And friends.
And family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be a back to your roots type of cookbook. Yeah. In fact, I just called my sister tonight, and she's going through Mom's card cook or cooking cards, whatever you call it.
It's a chest full of family recipes.
So we're going to do that. And then we were looking at, I found these foraging packs that I really like. It's just like a little piece of leather with a canvas bag inside it, and you unsnap it, and it folds out, and it's probably 12 by 12.
So as you're picking your beans, you don't have to worry about the basket and the basket getting full. Just pick your beans, throw them in the pouch.
And they were actually originally for mushroom hunting.
Mm-hmm.
But we were like, man, we could use these. I saw that, and I was like, I want one of those. So I started
beans, tomatoes, eggs.
I started looking for a source for them, and the only ones I could find were made in China. Mm-hmm. And I started down the process of finding out what the price point was going to be on them, because we were going to get them and have them have our logo put on it. And then I started thinking about it.
Knife with it.
I started thinking about it, and with everything I've said, morally, I can't buy those.
So I guess the question we're asking there, guys, so if we did get them from China and put the logo on there, we could sell them about $29.99 to $39.99.
No, they're 18 to 27.
Okay, all right. So 18 to 27. If we have them made here in the USA, and that would entail me on a sewing machine, Darren on a sewing machine, and possibly, if we ask politely, we do know a leatherman that could probably do the belt strap for us and the logo on there. So if we do that, we're probably looking more at a $50 range.
No, our profit would just be less.
But still, we have to pay them for their work.
But Darren's gonna look and see how much it would cost, because he does upholstery work. He's got what's the name of his sewing machine?
Somebody's trying to post something on here. Don't automatically approve it. Sounds like the one somebody used to pick cotton.
Yes. Let's see.
Why is that asking for us to approve?
Because she said picking cotton.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Because picking cotton's racist. Don't you know that, guys?
Crying out loud.
Oh my gosh, skin girls. Talking about picking cotton. Oh, so
that
bad.
Scanning girl. She's stop.
We're being facetious, don't we? Yes, I had to approve it. Or Kane's girl, I had to approve it.
Yes, we had to approve it. Yeah. So now we're all racist, not just you.
That's why I was making a big deal about it. It's just so ridiculous.
I thought last time it said that we had to approve something, somebody was trying to put a link on our page and she didn't have a ranch. So I knew I had to approve that. I've never seen anything come in like that. So we may be banned. You may never see another video from us for 2 weeks.
It's not quite as big as the cotton basket or the cotton bag that they used, but it's the same concept. Mm-hmm. Because it leaves your hands free, so you could do stuff.
I remember the cotton bags from Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And so when I was a girl, there was cotton fields, and a friend of mine, his mom was actually out there picking cotton. And so I remember that. And she always had this huge bag and apron tied on top of her. And then they had the straps that would come over. So when it got weighted down, they could actually hold that on there. So,
but if we're going to stand by what we say we believe, then I'm going to have to find a way to source it American made. So we're gonna do that, and then we've got the freeze dried food, and you're probably going to see other people popping up in your regions, especially if you're on the East Coast, because we passed on ideas on how to make money off of freeze dryers to
the freeze dried candy, and a lot of people ended up buying my freeze dried food thinking that they were going to be able to replicate my recipes. If you have not eaten in my kitchen, you don't know this, but you will never, ever, ever be able to replicate my recipes.
No.
Will anyone be able to replicate my recipes, Chris? Mm-hmm. It won't happen. So, oh my gosh, now we have to.
Oh no.
RN, what did you say that was racist?
She said picking cotton.
Oh, good grief. Oh, you guys, we're all going to get kicked off here.
That's crazy.
So ridiculous.
Everybody posts picking cotton, so I have to just put picking cotton like 20 times. So I gotta show all of them.
Next thing you know, we're gonna have fact checkers coming on here.
That's ridiculous.
You do not put cotton in bags.
It's not.
And I remember because Mom always said you had to be careful because if you hit the little corn, the husks that were around there, you could cut yourself. So you had to be really careful.
See, look, we just had a glitch on the network.
They're trying to kick us off. So,
yeah, we apparently hit something that they didn't like because our connection just kind of went wonky.
Well, damn, nobody can be from the South. That just makes us a bunch of Confederate, useless, white supremacist people and cotton pickers. So,
okay, enough being facetious. Sorry. So now it's time to white pill people. What's our solution to this? You know what our solution is? We go out and we build our communities. That's honestly, yeah, Shelly, that's our connection. Hopefully it clears up.
It may not be our connection. Shelly, we may have just gotten in trouble. So
yeah, this is true. Mm-hmm. But it's just one of those things. We build our community, and we just start locally. And then from there, it just builds. Eventually, it took us 150 years to get where we are. If you go back to the beginnings of the Civil War, and it's probably going to take us 150 years to get back there.
Did you guys, since we're already on a roll and we're probably going to be banned anyway, we'll go into timeout jail first. But since we're there, have you guys seen the 38 state flags that are now popular and available everywhere? Roboting. Great.
Roboting.
Mm-hmm. We got some bots.
No, that's our voice.
Our
voice is cutting. It's probably me, Petra. It's probably me. I'm throwing my hands around again in front of the microphone. So I'm going to sit on my hands again. I get excited and I can't help it. Anyway. Tell us if that helps. If that helps the sound.
Yeah, if you guys can hear us, we're 50 minutes in. So if you can hear us, go ahead and throw out whatever questions you have so we can go ahead and get whatever information out that we can before we go on timeout.
I don't think we're going on timeout.
You hope we're not going on timeout.
If we do, we do.
Okay, so Shelly said she had to go out and come back in.
Okay.
And it sounds better now, Shelly?
Hope so.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
No, we had to do that last week too. We had to actually shut the feed down and restart it.
But not this long into it, so that's weird.
See, Arthur's not having any problems.
That's good.
I wonder what the deal is.
I wonder if Arthur was on here when all the
I don't
other stuff that we had to prove went on.
But, okay, so what we were talking about before we got sidetracked with the picking cotton. I still can't believe that's a thing. Seriously, I cannot believe that. So we're talking about these alternative revenue streams, but we have to buy American. We have to source. I'd really like to find something that was all the material was made in America.
Well, let's just say we don't have to. We want to.
We want to. Yeah, we want to. There's a company up in Origin, Maine, called
Origin,
Maine, Orgin, Origin, Maine, that makes friction guards for MMA fighters and karate, like karate people and do that. But these guys, they went and they bought an old textile mill. They make their own textile. They're making denim. They're making the cotton that they use for their gis, and everything. All the raw materials are from America, and all the manufacturing is done in America. And they're one of the few companies in America that can say "Made in the USA" and actually mean it.
Maybe we can get them to make a canvas or something.
I don't know. They can barely keep up with what they're doing.
I would think canvas would be ideal because that's easily washable.
But we're gonna try to stay true to that. And if we, unfortunately, on some of the stuff we just can't help it. There's just some of the stuff you can't get because it's not made in America anymore. Also, on the alternative revenue stream, we are now Harvest Right affiliates. If you look in the description of this live stream, you're going to see our affiliate link. So if you're interested in getting a freeze dryer or finding out more about it, click on that link and it's going to take you directly to the Harvest Right page. And our goal,
better than that, you also have me.
Yes,
and I'll be able to help you.
You have resources, and I got really good at figuring out what was wrong with them and fixing the dang things over the last couple of months.
Almost better than.
Well, yeah, this is true. To be fair to Harvest Right, they're still 300% over the last.
It's been hard.
So it's hard to keep on top of that stuff. When you grow like they, especially because they were, believe it or not, they really were a small company. They took off really fast. But we told everybody was asking questions about freeze drying, and everybody, if you can afford one, buy a freeze dryer. They will pay for themselves many times over just in the amount of food you can put up. Because one of the first things I tell people when I do permaculture consultations, I said it right. 6 months worth of food. You should have 6 months worth of food stocked up before you even start deciding to homestead. And the reason being is that it takes at least 6 months, is it right, Chris? About 6 months to get it going.
Yep.
About 6 months to get all your systems up and running, and probably close to 2 years before it really starts kicking in and you start really, really, really producing a lot of food.
So let me back up here real quick. So Teapot, you're saying that I've got one here. Once a month, public can go buy the bulk.
She's talking about the textile mill.
The textile mill. So
yep.
If it's $1 a yard, would you mind checking into me and seeing if they have canvas? I'd kind of like that heavy duty canvas.
Yeah, like duck canvas.
Yeah, and see if they have that. It's easy to wash and keep that clean. I'd be interested in that, and maybe we can work something out. Get you a cut somehow. We'll for your efforts, we'll make it worth it. Does the Harvest Right have to be defrosted between loads? It depends on what you're doing. So if you are doing a full freeze cycle, and then drying. So say you're doing spaghetti or, whatever in there. So if you're doing that, yes, it should be defrosted. If you're doing candy in there, I have a way to go around that. And then I would say no. Because there's not a lot of water
on the water content.
It's the water content. Because if you don't defrost it, the ice will start building and building and building until it builds into your trays. So like if you don't weigh your trays and there's so much water content in there, you're not going to get your trays out of the rack. So that is an issue, and you need to consider that. Yes.
See now, Skanes Girl, the recycled blue jeans, that's a great way. You make that and you go to these festivals and you sell those, or you set up an Etsy store, and you can start making some extra money at that. You get that alternative revenue stream going on. It's just there's so many things out there that people can do. Shelly and Randy, they've got their soaps, they've got the earrings that they make.
Well, that's her daughter's business, so they kind of combine them to do. Yeah, they combine them together as a family business, which is what we should be doing.
And then there's just so many ways to do it. In fact, I really wish I would have interviewed him, but there was a Mennonite guy there, and he and I talked for a good hour.
Thanks, T-Pop. But
he was really interesting, and him and his family showed up to the festival on a buckboard. They had their 1 horsepower vehicle going on, and they brought they had some veggies. They had squash and some corn and
they
stuff
planted
like
the strawberries for Daniel,
and they did a
strawberry garden.
They did a presentation on planting strawberries in the garden and stuff. It was really interesting.
And I believe if I'm correct, I think they went ahead and camped for the night, and they did that on the flatboard.
Did they?
Yes.
I missed that.
Yep. They pitched the canopy, but he pulled everything so everything would collapse down so he could feed the horse, and then they had their grain and food and everything that they needed. So pretty sure that's how I saw that go down.
He was one of Daniel's neighbors, and I'll tell you what, folks, he's the only person that when the power goes out and the gas goes away, he's about the only person in that area that's going to be getting around. Because I'm telling you what, it was uphill almost all the way from where that festival was to the main road, and then the main road was a good 30 miles away from anything.
It was wild. So you're talking Tennessee mountains. We were up in the Smokies, and so you're talking up, down, and around. So it had nothing on Branson. Had absolutely nothing.
Chris is sitting over off to the side watching us do this live cast. He's thinking, do I want to do this? But yeah.
The ham radio license, Starla.
I meant to ask you that. Exactly what you needed.
You sent her. Can you
no,
send her to ham?
She asked the question on the ham radio thing, and I forgot to respond back. And I was looking through the comments, and I noticed that I hadn't responded back. Starla, I will get that information on that. I'll respond to your question, and I will tell you, give you links to what I did to study and give you some help.
Can't she start at is it ham.com or ham.net? And then don't they have the classes and all?
Well, I gotta get off the top of my head. I've got them on my bookmarks, so I've got to go find it and do all that stuff. Okay. But there's a website you can go to study, and then there's an application you can put on your phone that will help you study. So I will get that. I promise. I apologize. I apologize for not doing that.
Don't be mean to my Starlin now.
I'm not being mean.
All right.
I
she gets what she asked for.
I got a lot going on.
All right.
I got a job every day.
Yeah, but you got to keep her happy because she tells me how beautiful I am every time. So.
But okay. Ham radio.
I think that's about it. Any other questions, guys, that you need to do before we leave? We are coming up exactly 1 hour.
Yeah, we're coming up on an hour.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say that's
I
probably.
do have my license, but I read a refresher. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, Sherry. That was the whole point. That was the whole point of that video. Is you got to practice. You got to practice. And somebody responded back. If you go back to that video and look in the comments, and somebody had posted that it was unnecessary and the government and all that stuff, and somebody posted back a really good response that I really liked. And the whole point was, you wouldn't hand somebody a firearm and then have them pack it away and not use it. You want them practicing with it so they know how to use it and they know how to put rounds on target. And that's the same exact thing with having your ham radio license. Is it allows you to get the radio out and practice it. And it's like that with anything. You know, if as homesteaders, you know, sometimes we focus too much on certain aspects of homesteading and we forget the other ones. And so we need to make sure we're out there practicing all of them.
And especially if you're looking at any of the warnings that are coming up over the next month, there may not be any internet. There may not be any communications, at least for a short time. And so then how are you going to communicate with each other and know what's going on if you don't have a ham radio and you can't use it?
Hey, Arthur, you're right. ARRL. If you go to the website, they've got links to a whole bunch of different resources, both on learning how to be a ham operator and then radio links that help you once you get your license. So yes, that's a good place to start.
And Sherry, once you brush up and you get that done, you practice a little bit, maybe go for your general license, and then you can be a huge help to your community.
Yeah. Well, that's about it. I can't think of anything else.
Can't think of anything else either.
Kind of. We had a special guest,
yeah.
and it was kind
unexpectedly, but thank you.
It was really kind of scattershot.
Yeah. Look forward to Midwest Preparedness Festival. We will be shooting lives out there. We have somebody bringing in some equipment so that we can do that. So you're going to see all the old mugs and
we're going to try to live stream from our vendor tent. I think that'll be fun. Then we'll get some interviews and do all that.
Skanes girl, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. And
same with Kip. Kip was in your face too.
Yeah, and Kip. Yep, for sure. And sorry we missed Honeysuckle Homestead. I did see her.
Skanes, you're far from a troublemaker. Trust me.
Oh, if it wasn't you, it would have been somebody else.
You have nothing to worry about. Yeah. I appreciate the fact that you're concerned, but don't worry about it. Yeah. You know, we say enough stuff on our videos to get us in trouble as it is. So, you know, knock on wood, we haven't had any strikes yet.
Right. What is that? South Carolina called All About Fabrics in Littletown. Yet I'm sending packed, and I'll get you information. Okay, yeah. I'll make sure that I do that. And I know Starla didn't get those seeds out, and I'm still looking for them. And so we'll see. I'm not sure what you're sending, T-Paw, but we'll get that on there. So get that on here as soon as we get that stuff and figure out what we've got. So
Shelly, I'm going to go ahead and make you a moderator on that. Is that okay? So I'm going to make you moderator where you say yes or no. So
who are you doing what?
I'm going to make Shelly a moderator.
She literally said bye y'all, and you're gonna make her a moderator. She didn't even have time. There she goes, thumbs up. Okay, well, you should give her a chance to say yes or no.
Well, I was gonna do it anyway. Just that.
All right, Shelly, you get a ranch.
I will get that done when we're finished here.
Yeah, T-Paw, you have a great week too.
All you people in Florida.
Everybody in Florida, you guys be safe. And I think that's going all the way up into South Carolina. I think I saw
They're talking it's going to track all the way up the East Coast.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's going
North Carolina should be getting it by Friday.
All right. Any of you guys that are in that line, you better make sure you got your bug out bags ready to go. And don't be going on the government list and figuring out what you got to have, panties and pair of pants. You guys have your bags put together and be ready to take care of each other.
Sherry, it's the Midwest Preparedness Festival. And you can go on to Freesteading, go on to Spags Unfiltered page.
Shouldn't even have to do that. You can go to Facebook and look.
We don't want people going to Facebook. We want people to go to Freesteading.
Go to freesteading.com. It's on there too.
Yep. He's got all the info. In fact, the information on Freesteading is actually more updated than the stuff on Facebook.
And that is freesteading.com.
All right. Well, you guys, let's say a prayer for Randy's mom and T-Paw's brother-in-law.
T-Paw's brother-in-law.
Or actually his family.
Right, Starla and her husband, and let's just see.
Randy and Shelly. Let's say a prayer for them, and
you want to just take us out in prayer real quick?
Sure. I'm going to say a prayer, and then we'll say goodbye. Dear Lord, thank you for allowing us to bring these people together. They become our extended family, and we really, really appreciate the ability to reach out and interact with them. And we ask that you keep them in your grace and you protect them. You're the great healer. So if somebody needs assistance with their health, either physical or mental, we ask that you heal them and help them weather whatever they may be happening to them. We ask that you protect our families as they go about their lives. We wish our loved ones could be with us, but when they're not, we ask that you put your hedge of protection around them. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, folks. You guys go out there and live a life done free this week, okay?
All right, guys. Bye.
Take care.